And I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation. You have the floor, madam.
Thank you. Madam Chair, implementing the 2030 Development Agenda is something that is not possible to do without pooling the efforts of all countries across the world. Sustainable development goals are comprehensive and indivisible in nature, and they thus ensure a balance amongst all of the three components of sustainable development. Therefore, we can see very clearly how interconnected all states are when it comes to development issues. Progress in this area goes together with increasing volume of trade and financial operations, accompanied by active use made of the ITCs, growing migration, and greater level of exchange of ideas and knowledge. Our aim here is to use the positive potential of globalization for the benefit of humankind as a whole, including for the purposes of reducing poverty, of obtaining fair and comprehensive economic growth and sustainable development. We think also that globalization plays an important role in building a multipolar and equitable community, both in the political and in the economic sphere. We expect that globalization will help us overcome the consequences of such negative trends as trade wars and unilateral economic measures, and that globalization also will help with achieving a fairer and more even distribution of benefits and bring down inequality. When there is such an interconnectedness and globalization, we realize the greater importance of cooperation between the UN, Bretton Woods institutions, the G20, BRICS, and other multilateral entities. Madam Chair, we attach great importance to assisting mid-level countries. We welcome the fact that in the recent 15 years, 35 low-income countries became middle-level countries. In order to have a stable and forward development of these countries, it's very important to conduct structural changes and development strategies of facilitating such changes. Advanced technologies, biotechnologies, and digital technologies, such as, for example, artificial intelligence, can open up new opportunities for sustainable growth, and Russia is undertaking specific steps in this area. In December 2018, for example, we approved a national program called the Digital Economy of the Russian Federation. Within that program, there was a project which was developed. It's called the Information Infrastructure. It is aimed at creating global competitive infrastructure to transfer, process, and store data. The share of households using modern information infrastructure is to, by the end of 2024, be at least 97%. Given the changes in the world economy having to do with digital developments, greater and greater importance is assigned to work in order to create a single digital environment of the Eurasian Economic Union, which comprises mid-level countries. As a result of joint efforts here, we are to have new markets, new service sectors, promising innovative companies, better quality of government services provided, and the greater role played by the Union in the global digital agenda. Madam Chair, an important stimulus for sustainable development is culture. Promoting and helping culture does facilitate economic growth and improves people's standard of living. Russia is one of the larger multinational countries, and we attach a great importance to safeguarding and developing cultural traditions and customs, and also to ensuring that all citizens have access to objects of culture. One of the priorities of our government here is opening up and restoring in our regions what we call culture centers. Historically, it is there that our people were able to obtain cultural entertainment. We're also working on creating cultural clusters in major cities, which bring in branches of theaters, museums, and universities on the same platforms. We also actively promoting tourism to culture heritage locations. Since 2016, the added gross value of the tourism industry in Russia grew by more than 46%.
I thank you for your statement.